Yeah, I don't think it's going to go for an hour somehow.
Welcome to the podcast. Damn it.
If only they'd take the penis out of my ass, honestly.
We'll segue into that in a minute. I'm going to take a really quick piss and then we'll get this thing started. Alright, so shall we give this fucking raz then?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Keegz, and welcome to podcast 31 on the 9th of 11th, 2015. I'm George tonight with Xenon, of course.
I'm always here, and I'd like to say another hello to Robot Keegz. He's back. He's back again for another week. I mean, it's you can understand what you're saying, but it's like there's full robot going on.
That way. We're also joined tonight by a special guest, Toldol, or Carl.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
He's a
Toldol.
dear
How you
friend of
doing?
mine.
So how do you know
We went to
Toldol?
PAX.
Oh, you went to
How
PAX.
do I know
too,
Toldol?
Yeah.
We did. I know Toldol from our Battlefield 3 clan about 4 years ago. 5 years ago.
Fucking hell. That's a
Yeah,
long
around
time
that
ago.
time.
I think I met you through Fraggy, maybe?
Yep.
Yeah. So you came along and stuck around ever since, and you're still here.
Couldn't get rid of him. He's still here.
Oh, he's stuck with me, I'm afraid.
Went over and visited him in New Zealand, and then we all caught up together in Melbourne recently and went to PAX Australia.
So how was PAX? Tell me all about it. I didn't get to go because I have a family and responsibilities. It happens when you get old.
3 days of sweaty people and long lines. It was,
Yeah, great.
yeah.
So you're standing in line to see sweaty people, or you're just sweaty people in line?
Standing in line with sweaty people to see sweaty things, really. touch sweaty controllers and sweaty keyboards.
Ugh, that's gross.
Yeah. Well, it was experience. I don't know if I'd go again. I didn't actually get to see that much because there's so many fucking people standing around and everything.
Yeah, that was the problem.
That's pretty much what I imagine. Like when I go to an expo like that, is that I'm going to be standing in line a lot. It's going to be hot, and I'm going to be pretty much uncomfortable because you're like shoulder to shoulder with too many fucking people, and I'm just like, nope.
Yeah.
I think I'll stay home and watch it on the YouTubes.
A few quiet spots and a few interesting things to watch, but ultimately you couldn't fucking see anything unless you want to wait an hour. They had the big Fallout 4 booth there, and I'm pretty sure it was only for a video. I don't even think you got to play it or anything, but there was a line of about 200 people.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd go there and queue up
No.
for, I don't know, 2 hours.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Did you just go during peak times, or is there like an oscillation where, at night there's not that many people, or if there's something else, big going on, the lines go down? Is that when you go?
We went early Friday and it wasn't too bad. You still had to wait in line for anything that was major. But some of the indie games and that, there was less of a line. I still didn't get to play any of them because there's just so much going on, and they were all trying to find each other. And then we went, it's ridiculous. There's people everywhere.
Yeah.
Like they had like volunteer usher people moving people out of the way to keep the traffic flowing.
Yep.
There's so many people moving around. There was just walls of people around everything.
Yeah.
There was no seats. You couldn't sit down anywhere. Unless you're lucky enough, like Toldol, to get a seat at like the Magic the Gathering
Table games. Yeah, the table area was alright.
Fuck, there was a lot of people there though.
Man, that sounds
Yeah.
like hell.
I wasn't too
Yeah.
good.
I think it was hell for us because we were in a large group. If we'd split up more and probably had more of an idea of what we wanted to do, it might have been a bit better.
Yeah.
But most of the time we were drinking a lot and
Yeah, there was way more drinking than geeking out, to be honest.
yeah.
There was not enough geeking out. I don't think we took full advantage of the situation.
No,
The drinking was good. They're well compensated for it.
Get
we
together
made
and
up
drink.
for it. Basically, yeah. We probably didn't even need to go to PAX. It was just an excuse for everybody to go down there.
You should have just stayed in the fucking hotel where the air conditioning was. There was nobody around. If you take your console with you, you could have sat there and played.
Bugs. Yeah. Well, we did. We ended up playing Cards Against Humanity, just getting drunk most of the night.
That's right.
So did you actually
What's
play
good?
any games at PAX?
I went into a Unreal Tournament 2004 tournament.
Yep.
And did pretty well, actually.
You came 6th or something?
I came first in the first one, like by a huge margin.
Yeah.
And then the second one, which was against the winners, I came 4th, but I blamed the map because it was a shit map.
Mm. That's the way
yeah,
Keegz.
so
A good workman blames his tools.
Yeah. So Todd, you got to play a fair bit of table games, though.
Oh, a little bit. Yeah, if you wanted to play those computer games, you had to get in there early in the morning and sign up. We missed out on Rocket League, which would have been interesting if we could have played that.
We did watch I think we watched the first heats of the Rocket League of the tournament there.
Were they any good?
Yeah, it was there on the middle, I think.
Yeah, they were fairly good. They were pretty good aerial players, which I guess is what the better players are like.
Yeah.
But because we wanted to sign up for a Counter-Strike tournament, and we went in there, like, we were there pretty early, and we went and said, oh, can we sign up? They're like, nope, it's already overbooked, and that was for the next day.
Jesus.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there like Counter-Strike,
people
apparently.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of Counter-Strike going on. Because they also had, which I completely missed, I didn't even realise was going on, but they actually had the Cyber Gamer invite tournament there, which I didn't even see. But apparently that happened.
Oh, right.
That's why Team Immunity were there in Exile and all that. They're actually having a full-on tournament, and we completely missed it.
Completely missed it.
About it. Yeah. But,
Too busy playing Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, we were, and drinking at pubs, and staring at cosplayers. There was quite a lot of cosplay going.
Is there any good ones there? Any notable ones? Did you take any photos?
Yeah, there was a few good ones there. I did actually take some video, like a bit of a vlog. I actually haven't even looked at it yet. I'll do that now. I've sort of settled down and got back to my routine.
Mm-hmm.
But I started off wanting to make a full vlog while I was there, but I just couldn't get to see anything. I kind of sort of gave up in the end because there's just people everywhere, which I don't think many people want to see me standing in groups of people talking about how crap it is.
You never know, Keegz. You didn't think that armor video was going to be particularly good, and then you got your most views on that one.
It's because people like to see me in pain. I did take a video of two guys dressed up in I think I'll have to have a look at what they actually were. I think they were from Borderlands or something. Right. Doing a hell of a dance off in the middle of the hall. That was pretty cool.
Okay. Farnard says you have to post up your pictures or videos.
Yeah, I'll have a look through and see what I actually got in the end because it was all a bit of a blur. There was a lot of drinking.
Okay, well, shall we get started with the night's entertainment? We shall. So if you've got any questions, tweet them to us at KeegsKegel or at Xenon_ST during the podcast, or you can just hit us up in the comments. I've got the comments window open here, and Keegz has it open and looks at it occasionally. So let's get started. Headlines for this fortnight. The first one is there's a game out called. Wait a moment, please. That's not it. That's not it either. These aren't in order. What the fuck? It's a horror game. I think it's inspired by like an old Game Boy game. It's only like it's a very limited color palette. It's like 3 colors, and it's a horror game. It's made in like 4 days by 2 guys, and it's called.
Yeah, it was from the GB Jam.
GB Jam, yeah.
Which is like where they set out like competitions for people that you get like 2 or 3 days and you got to bump out a game to a theme, and this one's theme was Nintendo's handheld games.
Okay. The Night That Speaks is what it's called, and you actually download it from their website. But the website's got a really stupidly long name. It's adamgyu.itch.io/the-night-that-speaks. I might stick it in the doobly-doo. And the main thing, the main hook of this game is that it's a horror game, so you're sneaking around. It's quite dark. You can't see very much, and every now and again you'll see a monster. And the way that you kill them is you give them the finger, flip them the bird. So I thought that was newsworthy.
Oh, well, that's rude.
For some reason, I don't know why.
It reminds me a little bit of Undertale, where it's sort of a light-hearted take on the old style, battles really.
Yep. I haven't played Undertale, so I can't tell you. But
Oh, okay. Well, Undertale gives you a very you get an option where you can go through and kill everything, or you can just talk to them and be kind to them and talk your way out of the battle.
okay.
And you get like a different stat.
Depending on whether
And most of the monsters you fight are usually very depressed or very self-conscious about their body image. So if you tell them they're fat, they tend to run away.
I think we better do a
Yeah.
playthrough of this game, Keegz.
I started it, but I'd be keen to give it another go because I nearly killed myself. It's pretty funny. There's some excellent humour in that game.
Oh, good. Yeah. So it was made at the GB Jam in August, and it's made in 4 days by 2 guys, and it looks interesting. It's quite short, I think, but it looks funny.
The Jam games usually are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how much can you do in 4 days, really? So. Yeah. I just like the idea of giving the finger to monsters to make them die or wither.
It reminds me of what's the movie with the bear, Ted or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Fuck you, Thunder.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Next up, Quake Live is no longer free to play. It's now $10 on Steam, and they've reset all of the stats, all of the clans, everything's been basically reset back to 0 in order to give it Steamworks compatibility, which has understandably pissed off a few people.
Yeah, I mean, because if you already had it, you don't need to buy it. Because I've still got it, and I played it when it was free.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I mean, it's only it's $10. It's $10. But
Mm-hmm.
I think most people are pissed off base players anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But just the resetting is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Because you gotta re-find all your friends. You gotta do all your tags, do all your clan stuff. I'm assuming that probably also knocked out their servers and everything like that.
Oh, I'm not sure how that works. I know it's got in order to do it, they basically had to in order to integrate with Steamworks, they basically had to reset basically all of this stuff. And what sort of pissed me off was that they basically had the developers, of Quake Live, or the guys that run it. They did a post on their website, or I think it was on the Steamworks website, and they didn't actually address any of the concerns. They said, "This is what we've done. This is why we've done it.
Eat it."
And that's it. Yeah, and they didn't even say that. They didn't say, "Oh, we're sorry that we've had to reset everything. We needed to reset everything because of Steamworks." They basically just said, "No, we're integrating Steamworks. This is the reason why." And it's like, well, you didn't really. I mean, you pissed off a bunch of people, and you haven't placated them at all. So there's a reason they're pissed off. I mean, they're doubly pissed off now because you basically just gave them the finger. But I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of integrating Steamworks, but probably not at this cost.
Yeah, which is it's strange to see from somebody like ID Software, who is Bethesda, to do this sort of thing to their people. I'm sure that's probably a very small crew looking after this game anyway.
Yeah.
I assume that they were just going to leave. I don't think they're updating it anymore anyway, because it was web-based when I started playing it. Quake Live, you played on a web browser.
I'm trying to think when I have played Quake Live, but I'm Team Fortress. And by Team Fortress, I mean the original.
Quake Live is Quake 3 Arena. They've just changed it to Quake Live. It was after... I think it was after the Games Radar thing stopped. They took all that out. They stopped,
GameSpy?
GameSpy, yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what it used to run off. So once that shut down, then there was no way to get servers. So they rebooted it as Quake Live. I believe this is all just guessing, but I assume this is
what happened.
Because it's I only played it quite well. Would have been last year when it was web-based, and then I saw it on Steam. I'm like, oh yeah. Install that, it's free, why not? And now it's $10, so I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd ever play it, but I mean, we used to play Quake 3 Arena back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I do wonder how many people actually play this. Like, I mean, what are the numbers like?
There's a few die-hard fans that are. I mean, like, because I only played it because one of our other friends, Fraggy, plays it a lot. But not so much anymore, but he plays it every now and then, and I used to just jump on and have a few rounds with him because he was really good at it.
Yep.
And yeah, there's still full on clans and everything. There's still tournaments even in Australia. So
Surprising given
really popular game.
how long ago Quake 3 was actually released. We're talking.
It just works. That's why people like it so much.
Yeah.
It's just there's not many really fast twitchy shooters like this anymore.
Yeah, I guess
that are good. Because some people have tried to make new ones, but it was just never the same.
Never as good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a bunch of players who've been playing for years and years and years, got stuck in not stuck in their ways, but got comfortable with the way things were, even through the upheaval of Quake. The GameSpy shut down to web-based browser to Steam, and now they've just been forced to swallow another pill, which they probably weren't really wanting to.
Yeah, it's like a lot of things. I mean, Counter-Strike's the same. There's everything tries to take over that huge following. Unless you're better or very close to it, then you're never going to get your foot in the door.
No, especially not $10 a pop now.
No. I mean, being free made it a little bit more. Oh yeah, I'll give it a go. It's free. Fuck it, why not? Now it's $10. Like,
yeah, there is no way in hell I would drop $10 on this. Like, even if I had friends playing it, come and play. I'll be like, nope, I'm dropping $10 on a fucking 20-year-old, or not 20-year-old, but 10-year-old game. Actually, how old is it?
When did it come out? Came out in 2010. This was Quake Live.
Oh right. I was just thinking Quake 3 Arena was back in 99.
Quake 3 was 99, yeah.
99, yeah. I remember playing that when it came out.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
So that's 16 years ago.
Yep, that was a while ago. Have you played it, Tolo? In any form?
The only Quake I've played is Action Quake. That's like going way back, man.
What's Action
Quake? That was like Day of Defeat days or something.
Right.
Is it Quake 2?
Quake 2, that's the one.
Yeah.
Quake 2.
Right.
I didn't get into Quake 2 because I played Quake 1 when it first came out and finished that.
Yep.
But then I tried Quake 2 and I didn't really like it.
We were playing the original Quake in college, even though the original Quake had been around for fucking ages by that stage. I mean, Quake 3 was out then, but we were playing the original Quake because we had really shitty machines in the room. But yeah, we went from original Quake to Half-Life Deathmatch to Counter-Strike. Over the course of about a year and a half. So yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I actually used to play TF2. I say used to, 15 years ago. Used to play TF2, not TF2, original Team Fortress Classic. We used to play the 245 map fucking constantly. In fact, that was all I played was 245.
Well, that's not much different to Quake to TF2. Everybody plays 240.
Yeah, well, it's the best one. So
no, it's the best one for sniping.
Well, okay, it was the best one in Classic.
It's the annoying one. It's like Dust 2 for Counter Strike.
I like Dust 2.
Of course, everybody who can't play Counter Strike likes Dust
2. Okay, yeah. So it's sad that it's no longer free to play, and I think they've basically killed it. I mean, people will keep on playing, but they're not going to get new people playing, which I guess is what's going to happen with any game. Eventually, it'll die.
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, I guess so.
Arkham Knight. Told you are the man.
Yeah.
Apparently about Batman. You are the Batman.
Yeah. What do you need to know?
Is it still broken?
No, I think it's fixed. I have been playing it for probably 46 hours now, so it's taking up a small quantity of my life, but that's alright, I'll accept that. Storyline's pretty good. I think if you get most of it, you need to play the older ones.
Mm.
The older ones are pretty good anyway, so if you haven't played those, then get on there. Don't muck around.
That's Asylum and Origins, is it?
Oh, well, went Asylum, then Arkham City, then Arkham Origins, which was like a prequel. And now it's, Arkham Knight. It's like the end of the trilogy, so you could kind of forget Origins.
Right.
But that was a pretty good game. But yeah, it was just not in the right part of the storyline.
It was just a filler until they brought out the next one.
Yeah, so it's not. It's good because it's a little bit more difficult than the earlier ones. There's different enemies to face. Not the same fight all the time. Same fighting system, they've only changed a few moves, and you get to drive the Batmobile, so that's the different thing.
I've heard most people hate the Batmobile.
Yeah, it's a bit weird at first. I'm getting used to it. I play with a controller, so it's not too bad. Imagine keyboard would be a nuisance to play
Yeah,
that in.
but they also force you to use it in certain places, don't they?
Yeah, it's you have to use it in the storyline, and yeah, all the Riddler puzzles. You need your cannon to break walls and all that crap. So,
Yeah, right.
but I've
Interesting.
enjoyed it. There's a lot of play time in it, a lot of different side quests to keep you busy.
I saw the sort of investigation ones where you got to solve crimes and stuff like that. Is that?
They haven't used that too much. You only use it near the start. It's really weird. And
Oh.
on one quest where this guy's hanging up people and playing opera music, you use it there, but that's not really replay. The one they have that a lot in Arkham Origins, but less in this one for some odd reason. I don't
Because
know.
I like the idea of that. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. You can do like side quests where you solve crimes, but apparently that's not
Yeah.
the truth.
Actually, no, thinking back, they did it maybe 2 or 3 times. Remembering now, yeah. You have to replay like video footage and look at random things that show up, solve the problems, which is a bit different.
Oh, well, at least I tried, I guess.
Yeah. Wait for Steam sale, I'd say. No rush to get it, but it's good.
Well,
Definitely.
apparently they're offering refunds for the next year or something, aren't they?
Until
believe,
2016, so you've only got a couple of months.
So you can buy it now
And
Okay.
get a refund, no questions asked. You could play it until the 31st of December and then get your money back.
really, so it's not like the normal Steam refund.
No, it's
You
not.
play it now.
It's pretty much basically due to the problems
Wow.
people have been having. Because if you go to the Steam community forum, the discussion forum, there's 103 pages of people having issues with it.
I've only had a few bugs where I've got the Batmobile stuck a few times, but that's because I've been driving like an idiot and going down some random things, and then you try and call it, and it just shits itself. Can't handle it.
So you haven't had any like full game breaking bugs or anything
No,
that
I
stopped
only
you
had the
dead?
crashes before they patched it.
Okay.
Since they patched it, I haven't had any issues.
It's one of the things.
What's the frame rate like though? I've heard that for some people it's not too bad until you're sort of like flying over the city or something, and then it starts to
Yeah,
drop frames.
it's quite variable. I mean, my graphics card's not that amazing, but yeah, if you like frame rates up there, it's probably not quite right. It's not there yet, I suppose.
Not getting solid 60s.
Well, I don't know. Let me start playing again, and I'll tell you.
This is a live test of Batman Arkham. What is it?
There you
Arkham
go.
Knight?
Yeah, see it live and fresh, people. You're not gonna
Yeah,
get
it's
anything
sort
this
of-
close.
My card's sort of going from 60 to 46,
Okay.
and I'm flying around, so
A lot of people have been
Yeah.
saying that the frame rates are reasonably high, but they're very variable, especially once you get in the Batmobile. I say getting in the Batmobile basically kills their frame rates.
yeah, I would agree with that.
So, yeah, I'm not. I think it's just a badly optimized port. Is basically what it is. Like some people are saying, oh yeah, it seems to run. Part of the issue is that okay for one person is not great for another. So
Yeah.
you never really
I'm
have a very
dropping
good
to
idea.
about 38 frames in the Batmobile in some cases. So.
Unacceptable.
It's not running 144 frames. Keegz does not want to know about it.
Yeah, that's right. That's my. Unless it's refreshing the same as my monitor, I don't care.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it doesn't.
I get pissed at CSGO. I get pissed at CSGO when it drops below 250 frames.
You didn't buy that fucking expensive screen for nothing.
That's right.
You need all those frames.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Can only agree there. Yeah, so I don't think I'll buy this. I don't think I'll even buy it on sale. Like if someone gave me a
You won't
copy,
buy
like sorry.
You won't buy it on.
No, I don't think so. Like, I didn't play. I played Arkham Asylum, like way back when.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, same.
probably
But-
the worst one.
I did. Yeah, I didn't enjoy that very much either. So I don't think I'm gonna bother.
I don't
maybe
really
it's something-
like those type of games that much. I mean, like I liked Shadow of Mordor, which is kind of like this, but Shadow of Mordor had a bit of a different mechanic behind it with the whole orc army thing.
Mm.
But I like the fighting mechanics. And I started playing Mad Max, which is the same sort of
Oh, yeah.
fighting style, but it didn't grab me enough really. I just kind of got bored with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's next? I'm asking that. It's purely a rhetorical question. Because Steam library performance issues. This is a fairly minor thing, but there's some big issues with if you're running big picture mode or even just in general mode in Steam. If you've got a lot of games, it started to chug down and bog down, and they fixed that in a recent update on the 26th of October. So you've got lots of games and you're running Steam.
Run
Big picture mode.
Chat, does anybody actually run big picture mode? Does anybody here run big picture mode?
I have run it before. It's actually good
I've looked at it, but I never use it.
if you're using the Oculus. It's actually good because you can be like, oh, this one. Well, actually, no. The Oculus has got its own VR Steam mode, which is like big picture mode, but actually works in VR. Have you not used it?
But then because then you got to run a game that isn't Oculus ready, and it's just going to go back to.
Well, with the VR one, it only shows ones that are actually working Oculus. So you get
Right.
It's not a big list of
Right.
games.
I've only got like 2 games in on Steam that run Oculus. It's like
Yeah,
Sea of 2 and Keep Talking Never Explodes.
and Half-Life.
Oh, and Half-Life. Does Half-Life run on that?
Half-Life 2. Yeah,
I might have to give that a go. Oh
Makes-
yeah, that's right. They updated it.
makes me sick. That's what I try every
Yeah,
time. I've used my Oculus maybe 3 times. Played Half-Life 2 every single time, and after 15 minutes, I've had to stop because it makes me sick.
What sort of frame rate did you get though? Because that might have been. an
Oh,
issue.
really? Pretty high. I mean, Half-Life 2 is a fucking old game.
Yeah, it might be the refresh rate of the.
I think it's just moving around and not actually moving. Like when I was
that
we had a barbecue on the weekend, and when we were playing that 3D car simulator game, I started to feel a little bit like not too bad.
the parking simulator.
Playing the parking simulator, that was awesome. I love that. Everyone should look up parking simulator for VR. There's only five levels, which is a bit to shat me. I wanted to go and do donuts in the car park and stuff.
It was only really a tech demo, but yeah, it was pretty cool. You just park a car in virtual reality.
I nailed it. I only fucked up one of them. That's because I think I parked it the wrong way around. You want to be reverse park it in, and I just drove straight in.
Nice.
But it was fun. Next one. Rockstar. Sorry.
I was just going to say while we're talking about VR games, we actually played quite a few VR games that day.
We did actually. What was that one called with the little man that runs around the thing?
Mythorus. That was a really interesting one. I really liked that idea.
I actually really liked it too.
Yeah, it was called Mythorus Dark something or something. I can't remember. But yeah, it's like you're watching a little model cave castle thing, and you control a little man around. You sort of look from a third person isometric view and help him, jump and climb all these obstacles. I thought it was a fantastic idea.
I fell down a lot until I realised you could do the set checkpoint button, and if you fall off, you can mash the respawn, and it goes straight back up to the thing. Because if you fall off the edge of the ledge, that's it. You got to go back to the start. So
yeah,
I found
they did sort of introduce that mechanic quite early. If you had made the first jump, they would have told you that. Oh yeah, by the way, you've got this thing where you can teleport back to if you.
It's like an undo button basically. So.
Because I played it later and finished it, and
did you?
by the end you actually you become a dragon, and you actually have to eat the little dude.
Spoilers, Keegz. Fucking hell. I was going to play that.
You get like these big teeth coming out of your screen that come up, and you start hissing and roaring, and then you've got to get your dude into a spot where you can actually lean in and bite him.
How did you get over the point where? Because I got to a point where you're on this really high, thin sort of walkway going up like at a probably 25, 30 degree angle, and I actually couldn't see because it was too high. Like I was actually looking up into the sky and I couldn't see.
There was a few times where I had to duck down and then reset the camera. And then stand back up.
I should have done that. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, I got to one stage where I was flying blind. I was like, I'll hit a checkpoint and run a bit, and then fall off the edge, and I'd reset and go a little bit further. Oh, we made it this time, and hit the reset, the check button. Yeah, it was good.
I liked it though. I'd like to see. I can imagine that being the future of titles like Diablo and stuff like that, where you could run around, sort of move yourself around the world and look at the characters from this god perception. And yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
I really like the part of it where you could actually move your head around and actually go, oh, he's over there, or see stuff. You're not stuck in a particular camera angle. You can actually zoom right in. If you wanted to.
Yeah, well, it's like you're staring at a little model that you can look around and sort of weave in and out of, and then control a little person running around it. It's really cool.
Yeah, I liked it. Did you play any other of those VR games while you were there?
I did play a few of them, but most of them pretty crap.
Pretty average. Yeah.
I sort of grabbed them all last minute because they're the only ones that worked on the new SDK, which is supported by Windows 10. Yeah. Because on Windows 10, the new SDK is the extender mode doesn't really exist anymore. Once you launch to the VR, it doesn't. You don't sort of have to send it to it or
although they have actually
extend your monitor.
They have actually fixed it so that it displays on the screen as well, so everyone else can see it, and it's also in a proper view mode. It's not in the warped double eye cat's eye view, so you actually get a window for other people, so that other people can see what you see. And it's
okay.
Well, actually, I say that it did that in that that game we were talking about. I think it did it in the 3D car simulator, parking simulator one. I don't know if it did it in the other ones. So, but yeah, it was good to be able to everyone else to be able to see what you see. So,
yeah, because it puts it up on the. Most of them just put it up on the main screen, but they also send it to the VR.
Yep.
Separately, which is weird.
It's good.
But, yeah, no, it was.
Rockstar has added random Halloween crap to GTA Online. Who wants to play GTA Online?
I played it last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you get
I don't.
Did you get random crap?
No, I'm not. No, I haven't
missed
seen
out.
anything random.
You missed out.
Obviously, I wasn't paying much attention. I was only playing heists though, so I imagine they don't include it in there.
There's a couple of things they've included. So there's 2 new vehicles. There's a gothic looking hearse and a what are those hot rod things called? I can't remember what they're fucking called. There's like one of those with flames on it. There's also masks. I think it defaults to Halloween masks if you're doing a heist.
Yes. I was wearing a zombie mask last night.
Yep. And there's a slasher adversary mode where I think you can play up to 8 people, where one person's got a shotgun, the rest of the people have got, I think, just torches. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but yeah, I think the one person has to go around and kill all the other people, and the other people have to stay hidden or something. So that sounds interesting. I mean, I actually cranked up GTA. I didn't play online, but I just cranked up GTA and just dicked around, running people over and doing the usual GTA thing.
Standard online stuff.
Sorry.
Standard online stuff. Were you online or were you playing single?
No, just playing single player. I thought about going online, but the last time I went online, there was a hacker who was running around giving people lots of money. He was forcing money bags on people.
That asshole.
Apparently, you can get banned if you
money.
accept money. Because I got like 200 million from him. I was like, what do I do now?
This is awkward.
I think I'm just going to log out and pretend that didn't happen.
We'll give it to the children.
Yeah, I'll donate it to somebody. Think of the children. Yeah, and so
poor orphans.
So the new crap in GTA is going until the 16th of November. So you've got about a week to log in and claim it. And if you claim it during that period, you get to keep it. It doesn't disappear after the 16th. So, but if you don't get it by then, you don't get it. So
I would have missed the TF2 Halloween thing. I always play those. I would have missed it because I was away.
What, because of the hats?
They always do like. They do like they do Halloween events where they have like a special level where you all got to fight a boss while you're fighting each other, or you go through all these weird warp gates and have these weird game modes.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love them. They're really cool, but yeah, guess I was way. Actually, I think this year they just put them all in at once rather than
rolling them out on
anything
a
new.
set schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it used to just be that it was only for the 2 days or whatever, and they just had like a special level or a special game mode or something.
Mhm.
It was pretty cool of them to do it though every year. But yeah, I think this year they just opened them all up for the 2 days. But I was away anyway.
Cool. How do we segue from Grand Theft Auto to games.on.net? Keegz, give me a segue. Speaking of games,
find news about games on GTA. I don't know. You put me on the spot, man.
Speaking of games, games.on.net, which is an Australian website, used to be run by or owned by Internode, then owned by iNet, now owned by TPG, is shutting down. It's been around since 2008. It's been run by the same guy, I think, since 2011, or the same group since 2011. So they're actually shutting down the website, presumably because TPG went, no, that costs too much money. We don't make any money from it. TPG being the way they are. So
Well, that's exactly the same thing fucking Telstra did with Games Arena.
that Telstra did.
Like, yeah, it was just 1 year. They're like, look, this is costing us too much. Not enough people are using it, which is bullshit because they offered really good service and everything. They're like, look, we're just going to shut the whole thing down.
Yep.
And
That's pretty much what's happening here, but they're only doing it to the website. So what they've said is that the website's basically not going to get updated anymore, and sooner or later it'll be shut down. All the unmetered content, such as the Xbox Live downloads, free zone stuff, and I think the servers are all going to stay online until it gets reviewed again in 2016. So I'm guessing around about June, July in 2016, that's when all of that will disappear.
yeah.
So that's a bit sad. We used to get some news for this podcast from there. I used to trawl through there and just see if there's anything interesting. I didn't go there a lot. I found it a bit too dry and boring, but I appreciate the service that they have.
Yeah, I mean, it was still news. And they had some good mirrors and stuff for Australia
Yes.
to download stuff.
Yep. So
I
a little
mean,
bit.
I think my Steam
Yeah.
Steam is set to games.on.net.
So is mine.
Adelaide. So
Adelaide. Yep.
Because I'm with Internode, that means I don't have to pay for the download.
Yep.
It's unmetered.
Free zone.
But yeah.
So yeah, all that stuff will
Well,
still be
that's sad.
free for a while. Like, all that free zone stuff will still be around for a while, but expected to disappear in about 6 to 12 months. I doubt very much that they're gonna keep that stuff up. There'll be a backlash, and not much will come of it, I don't think. I think TPG's just basically going through and streamlining now that they've purchased iNet. So
Yeah.
all our American listeners are going, who? TPG, iNet? Who are these fucking ISPs?
I've got a bone to pick with American listeners. Although
Don't
Oh, here we
don't
go.
alienate 50% of our audience, because that's who it is.
I've noticed something trending today around the medias that Americans don't know what a sausage roll is.
What?
Yeah, apparently Americans don't know what a sausage roll is.
You know, I bet you they don't know what a Dagwood dog is either.
Yeah, it's because they call it a corn dog.
Oh yeah.
But they apparently I think it was on like Instagram or whatever, and it sort of just exploded and started trending everywhere. Somebody put up some pictures of sausage roll, and people were like, "What the hell are these? Like, what are those?" Like, it's a sausage roll. Don't you have sausage rolls?
So they don't have
Yeah,
sausage
apparently.
rolls.
Apparently, it's not a thing. I
Oh.
don't understand.
No, I think it's just a New Zealand Australian thing, to be honest.
I think they have them in
It's-
the UK, don't they?
Yeah, but they call them like pigs in a blanket or something in the UK.
No,
Something like that.
that's a bacon
What's
sandwich.
their meals or
Yeah,
something random. Toad in a hole.
Yeah, I was gonna say toe in the hole.
Toad in a hole, what the hell? Sausages and some sort of baked frickin' Yorkshire pudding thing.
Yorkshire
Jesus.
pudding's alright. I like Yorkshire puddings. But this is probably quite generalised. I'm sure quite a lot of Americans do know what they are, but yeah, there was a surprising amount of people who did not know what they were in America.
And they have bubble and squeak as well, or is that something else?
That's the UK.
Bubble and squeak.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Cider or something.
No. It sounds like it could be a pub. We're going to the Bubble and Squeak.
I know Pipsqueak.
Bubble and Squeak. I'm gonna Google it because I can't remember. It's a UK thing, and I think it's like a quiche type thing. Bubble and Squeak is a traditional English dish made with shallow fried leftover vegetables from a roast dinner. The main ingredients are potato and Brussels sprouts, but carrots, peas, cabbage are in. Oh, that's disgusting. It looks basically like a quiche baked into a pie.
It's like a pork pie, or the what are the other things? The pea pie floaters, which is what is a pea pie? I can't remember what a pea pie floater is. It's like mashed potato with peas in a pie or something.
Oh, here we go. There's a bunch of other stuff that people will search for. Okay, so we've got toad in a hole. Toad in a hole is a traditional British dish, which is sausages in Yorkshire pudding batter. Oh my god!
Man, I nailed it, man. I knew that.
Oh my god! Toad in the hole. Okay, so they've also got obviously Yorkshire pudding, which is a pudding, some sort of pudding. I think we've had that before.
And sausage rolls was an Anzac.
It's good with roast dinner, isn't it?
So okay, here's one. Do you know what a spotted dick is?
I do actually. That's a pudding.
Yes.
It's
Wasn't
like
that
a
in
dessert pudding.
Python skit?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I knew that one. I knew that a spotted dick was a dessert pudding.
Did you know that you can actually buy it in?
It's an upside down one, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
So.
Do you actually buy it in a can?
Self-sourcing pudding. Yes, actually, that's where I saw it. Somebody had
Heinz
like a
makes
spotted dick in a can. It was on QI or something.
It probably was. Yeah, it's a very British show.
Toad in a Hole was my Toad in a Hole was my dad's go-to when it was just me and him living together because he didn't know how to cook. He'd just be like, "Well, I'm just gonna put some sausages in some batter, and we're having sausages in a python today."
Yeah, my dad's go-to thing was deep fried chips.
Yeah, that too.
That's basically you turn on the deep fryer, cut up a potato, chuck it in there, and in about 20 minutes you get chips out.
Yeah.
That was pretty much all we could. We actually tried to make deep fried chips the other day, but I think what had happened was the oil had gone off because you basically you don't use this you use the same oil every single fucking time for like months on end. I think the oil had gone off and it stunk the whole house out. It was just like really thick, musty, stinky smell, and I'm just like, yeah, I think we got
too much water in it or something.
I don't know what it was, but we had to throw it out. Like, not only throw out the oil, we had to throw out the whole fucking thing. It was like, nope, this is going out. I'm gonna go and buy another one. This is a write-off.
Yep, fuck that.
I made the whole house stink for days, which is like this really oily, acrid smell. It stunk. What were we talking about?
Oil isn't the most delicious thing. Weird UK names for dishes. I think we were talking.
Oh yeah. It's 15 of them. Bloody
Sometimes
hell.
we talk about games. Oh, actually, while we were over in Melbourne, I had a deep fried hamburger, and not the way you think.
Oh my god, it was delicious too.
Yeah,
haven't you had deep fried hamburger before? Isn't it just hamburger and batter?
No. This wasn't. No. This was a whole burger, bun, roll, cheese, everything battered. It was the whole lot battered and deep fried. Not just the patty, the whole hamburger, the whole burger. And you know what? It was actually pretty good. I think I even tweeted it out. Actually, the devs from Dropsy retweeted it because they thought it was hilarious. But yes, I had an entire hamburger, bun, patty, cheese, everything battered and deep fried.
Who the fuck invented the idea of just deep frying everything?
Americans.
I don't think it was the Americans. I think it was the Irish. I think it was the Scottish. They deep fried fucking everything, like Mars bars.
They had
everything.
Yeah, well, that's actually what reminded me with Fernand saying a deep fried Mars bar because that was on the menu as well. Because I think did you try that? Oh no, Wayne got it.
Wayne got it. Yeah.
Yeah, looked messy.
Yeah, something I'd like to try once, but I'm just afraid of like how much it's going to shorten my lifespan if I do eat it.
It looks far too rich for me, and I tried the deep fried camembert and jam once, and that was way too rich. Yeah, that's too much for my tender palate.
Do you know what a Scotch egg is?
Yep.
I do, yes.
Hit me with it. What is a Scotch egg?
My mum was British, or is British.
She
An
was
egg
British.
wrapped in
Not British
sausage
anymore.
meat.
Yeah, it's egg wrapped in sausage bread.
Actually-
Sausage meat. We used to have it all the time for Christmas. I still make them now because they're awesome.
What do you make them? Like, what meat do you use?
Sausage
You
meat.
use sausage meat. You get a boiled egg and you wrap it in sausage meat and then you crumb it and then you put it in the oven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds alright.
And then you just sort of cut them into like slithers or in half. Or whatever.
You know what-
They're very filling.
You know what you should do, Keegz? Deep fry that motherfucker.
You could deep fry it. I don't know.
It's perfect size.
I don't know how
You
to-
definitely can. You can deep fry anything, really.
Damn right you can. Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
How big is your deep fryer? Your only limit is the size of your deep fryer.
It's true. I can make a bigger one. I'm a welder. Made galvanizing baths before. We can make a deep fryer.
What about Cumberland sausage? Sounds like a sex position.
Is that just like curried sausages or something?
It's just a
Or
sausage
that
that's
one?
in a like a swirly, like, so it's like a sausage, but it's in a pattern so that it wraps around itself like imagine like a lollipop shape. So it's like it basically just wraps around itself like
Oh.
a snake.
Like a scroll sort of thing.
Yeah, sort of like that. I thought it was gonna be more interesting than that. I was like,
Why?
oh, Cumberland sausage, that sounds alright. And I was like, no, it's just a sausage that's in a weird shape.
It's just like saving room on the hot plate. Holding them all together.
Kind of looks like a snake.
The only way I usually eat sausages is barbecued. Like everything else.
That's
is-
true. I think the only time I eat sausages is when we go to a barbecue.
Anyway, should we
Should we get back to games? I'm hungry now,
Yeah.
but we should probably get back to games. So Games on .net is going to be shut down on the 16th of November. It's very sad. Let's move on. Upcoming games. Keegz, what's upcoming in the next, should we say the next month or so, or should we just extend it to next year?
I'll just talk about the major ones because most people already know what they're excited for and what they're.
Alrighty, hit us with highlights then.
Call of Duty Black Ops 3 came
Blops
out
3?
yesterday. Ops 3. That's a thing. Need for Speed's coming out
Oh, really?
on the 6th. Oh, that's already out.
Is it an underground or?
It's just called.
I think it's just called Need for Speed. I don't think it has a like a little title. I do remember reading about this about 6 months ago. It's probably for a podcast, actually.
And of course, the one that everybody's super hyped for, the Peanuts movie, Snoopy's Grand Adventure, has been released. It was just released a couple of days ago.
Sweet.
On all platforms. All platforms.
All
except for
platforms.
PC, which
Sweet.
is-
I want to get that on Steam.
Well, it's afraid all platforms apart from PC.
Oh, fuck. I need to
Because
send a
obviously
message to
it's not-
developers.
Yeah, it's not ready for the PC Master Race, so I'm sorry, Snoopy fans, but you'll have to wait.
Or go and buy a console.
And then there's this other game coming out as Fallout 4 or
It's
something.
Fallout or something.
I don't know.
Something to do with Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout something. I mean, I don't think anybody really cares about that one. Yes.
It's
Tomorrow, I
Fallout,
think
it's Fallout
it is.
4, isn't it?
Fallout 4.
It's number
coming out
4,
on the
yeah.
10th, which
I can
is
remember.
tomorrow our time. So I don't know. It's Australian or whatever.
Initial release date,
10th of
November
November.
10th, which should be tomorrow. I do remember somebody.
Probably.
I did read some of the guys in Shack Tech were saying it's like 23 hours away, so I'm presuming it's a world release. Like, we're not going to get screwed,
maybe it
but
must
who
be.
knows?
Yeah.
Probably go to
Well,
Steam
that's
and have a look.
happening.
Store.steampower.com. I shall look out Fallout 4.
The same day, Rise of the Tomb Raider is coming out on Xbox 360. That's only fucking 10 years too late. That's the newest one, isn't it? Because that's Xbox One, Xbox 360. Oh, Horse Life 4 is coming out in 3DS. Get yourself ready for that.
What is it? Horse Life?
Horse Life 4.
That sounds like
It's,
Barbie's
yeah,
Barbie's Big Adventure.
it's basically what it is. It's like that. It's basically the Saddle Club. You know, everybody's favorite show.
Fallout 4 unlocks in 3 hours.
There you go.
So if you're listening to this and it's not live,
Two
you
hours
probably
our time, apparently.
10. Yeah, okay, yep. Well,
That's
probably
what
well,
Steam
it would be.
says.
Yeah, Steam just says 3 hours, so I'm guessing they're rounding up. So if you're listening to this on and it's not live, you probably can already go and play it. So.
Yep. You're probably not even listening to this. You're probably playing it.
You're probably playing it. You know what you should do is have this going in the background. We can be crapping on, and you can be playing
That's
Fallout.
right. I mean, nobody plays Fallout for the dialogue. I mean, just turn all that shit down. Just listen to us.
Turn all the audio options all the way
Better
down.
than your soundtrack.
Here, let me give you your new dialogue. Welcome to Vault 11111. You're about to go out into the Fallout universe. Pick somebody really unintelligent so you make really hilarious options when you talk to people. That's what I want to do.
Have you bought it, or are you going to buy it?
Maybe. I mean, I wasn't going to start with, but I think I'll wait until it's out and see what it's like, because I played Fallout 3 and I didn't like it. A bit picky like that.
Yeah, I was the same.
Maybe
Well, actually, no, I did like it, but I don't know.
I've said this many times before that I'm hugely sick of this post-apocalyptic world stuff.
You're sick of this
I
Pokemon.
just find it dull. Sick of this Pokemon. Sick of these Pokemons.
So you don't like the Pokemon
Yeah,
post?
I don't know. Maybe.
I said post-apocalyptic. I think you said that too. Post-apocalyptic. You don't like the genre anymore. You think it's done to death.
I just don't like that. Yeah, that theme. I'm just kind of like
Brown.
zombies and monsters and stuff. Yeah. I want them to go back to like old time war sort of stuff, or dinosaurs.
I actually I love World War II stuff. I actually like, which COD was it where you actually did missions as different people
Medal
in
of
World
Honor.
War II? Or was it Medal of Honor?
Medal of Honor was
so, yeah.
pretty good back in the
Yeah,
day.
I remember playing
because
that.
that was basically Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
like
the
that.
Omaha Beach invasion.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
I actually should go back
Because
and play that.
there was a co-op mod for it. Me and my friends tried, and it kind of worked, except it was really buggy. But like the AI would only shoot at one of you, not both of you.
Well, that sounds like a feature, not a problem.
Yeah, and like the only one of you who was usually the host could actually pick up the key items and do stuff with them. But you could shoot enemies together and run around together. It's pretty cool.
Sounds alright. Sounds like the multiplayer they're trying to get to work for Skyrim and never actually worked.
They're making.
I know they're making progress, but like the next one's gonna be out before they fucking finish it.
Oh yeah, probably.
It's sort of like,
Well,
well,
the next one's already out. It was just online, and it was probably more buggy than the one they made.
yeah, and
More buggy than this mod.
it was everything that they didn't like. People didn't want it. Like they didn't want online. You know, Elder Scrolls. They basically wanted Skyrim multiplayer, but what they got was Skyrim Warcraft.
With WoW like beaten into it poorly.
It's World of
So
Warcraft
it
with
was
Skyrim skins.
It was the human centipede of games they didn't want. Just all sewn together and like praying to be killed.
Fair enough. All right. Well, should we move on to our big topics for the night?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
Oh yeah, was there
Rainbow
anything?
Six coming out on the first of December. You already know my thoughts on that. Sure, I think there's a couple other things coming out next. Oh, Overwatch was one thing.
Oh,
that
yes.
I saw, but that's not coming out till next year. And I found out today it's like $90 Australian to buy.
Fuck
Which is, I
that.
think, the most expensive Blizzard game that I've seen.
It's certainly
I
an
don't think
expensive
Diablo was
game.
that much.
So you don't even get
Yeah.
like a special limited edition copy or any shit. It's just
No, that's just the pre-order. That's just $9 to get the game. Because I didn't get a key, and I'm still annoyed at that. I wanted to play it.
You should
It
tell them your
looks fun.
media. Send them an email. Tell them you have
Well,
an award-winning
but-
podcast.
It doesn't make any difference. Like they didn't make it exclusive to anybody. It was just you just got it. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't.
Random.
I was watching I was listening to the co-op podcast, and half of them did sharing it so they could play it.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was watching that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it
how's
was
that?
very, it was very clear across the board to everybody, but I wasn't one of them. I'm annoyed about it.
Well, never mind. Okay, let's move on.
Yes.
There was research done this week that female gamers own more consoles than male gamers. It was something like a percentage of like 47% to 45% to 37%. Where is it? I'm got a wall
Does-
of text in front of me now.
I can probably believe that if that includes handheld.
It doesn't. It's just consoles.
It doesn't.
They did handhelds separately, and I think. Hang on, I've got a deal here. There's a big breakdown of shit here. Headline stats. So this was just for America. This didn't include anyone from Australia, UK, or anywhere else. Just America. They found 155 million Americans regularly play video games. 42% of Americans play for at least 3 hours a week. 4 out of 5 American households contain a device used to play video games. The average game player is 35 years old. 26% of players are under 18. 27% are over 50. So I found it odd that the average game player was 35 years old, but I guess
That's about right.
kind of makes sense. So the most frequent female game player on average is 43 years old, which is I found slightly odder than I mean, I guess.
No,
I don't know. It's
that's
hard to.
not right.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Fair enough.
really depends on these games too, because I think we've touched on this before.
Mhm.
That there are older women who play things like Candy Crush and stuff like that.
So this there was a huge breakdown here. 1 in 3 of the most active game players pay to play online games. I'm guessing like Candy Crush. The most popular genres among frequent players are social games, action, and puzzles / card / trivia games, which are not really our wheelhouse, but that's the sort of thing we're looking at.
SingStar.
SingStar, yes.
Drunken SingStar with the girls. Couple of bottles of wine. Fucking sun through the windows.
Careful, Keegz. You see, you're
Sounds
skirting
like
dangerously close to sound like a misogynistic prick.
Well, I do the same thing. I've been at these parties.
You've been one of the girls. So there's actually two. There was two surveys that I'm referencing. There's the Pew PW, as in Pew Pew Research Center survey, which is the one that's just got released, and there's also another one from the EFA, I think it was ESA, sorry, the Entertainment Software Association, who released one earlier on this year. And there's actually a bit of difference between the two.
So it's inconsistent.
Yeah, it's a little bit inconsistent, but they had different ways of measuring. Like they weren't measuring exactly the same thing, so it was a little bit like there's some discrepancies.
I think that's the problem because they're starting to generalize things. I mean, that's the issue they had with the first one that I heard about. Is that there's equal amounts of men and women gamers, which would be great, but they're including social games or Facebook games or things like Candy Crush and stuff like that, which is predominantly women.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I can't say. I mean, my girlfriend has played Candy Crush and has played social games. In fact, she's playing one right now. I have played them on occasion, but the occasions are pretty rare because I find them pretty fucking boring.
Yeah. Well, the phones are starting to get better now. We can play like proper actual games on them now.
Yeah.
I mean, does Tinder count as a game?
Is Tinder a game?
Sure, you're judging other people. I mean, it's a social game. There's a goal.
How many times have you won at this game, Keegz?
None. I'm not very good at Tinder.
Nobody wins on Tinder.
Nobody wins on Tinder.
If you have to pay to win, you've actually lost.
That's right. I've collected a few trophies, but I never won.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. What else have we got? I'm just looking through the stats here, and there's a bucket load of stats here, and they're all like very specific. There's no generalization. You can't say 27% of women play games or something like that. It's always like 27% of people under 18 play social games or something like that. Frequent players say they spend 6.5 hours a week playing with others online and 5 hours playing with others in person. Look at people going to LANs. What the fuck? What else?
Well, would that be like couch co-op?
I guess so. Yeah.
Like I said before, like you said about the trivia games and stuff like that. Or playing Buzz or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I've played Buzz.
I like Buzz. Buzz is fun, and like you don't know Jack and stuff like that. All the Jack box games, they're really good.
They're actually sorry, go ahead.
Would think like even there was a few games that were quite popular a while ago, like that Draw Me game or that Draw It or whatever.
Actually I referenced that. Someone in chat.
Where you had to. Yeah, you had to
draw
you get
something.
A word, you have to draw something. That's it. Yeah, you get a word, you have to draw it, and your friend has to guess.
I played the living fuck out of that for about 3 or 4
I
days.
was really annoyed because like I loved that. I thought that was a fantastic game. By the time that I got a phone that could actually run the fucking thing, everybody stopped playing it. I'm like,
yeah. It kind of just like, I don't know, it hit really hard, really fast, and then disappeared just as quickly. It was weird.
It's like a lot of things though.
Yeah.
A lot of these games. I mean, like what was the last one that people were playing? That Clash of Clans was a big one.
Oh, Clash of...
Now it's Boom
Yep.
Beach. It's a big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of advertising for Boom Beach. I think mostly on the Cop
Past,
Shop podcast.
Mr. Ghost Wolvie, whatever. The Hearthstone's another pretty popular one. It's
Is that a phone game or is that a
quite-
tablet only game?
It started PC, then it went to tablet, then it went to phone.
Oh, right. I've never
It's,
played Hearthstone,
that's
but
very
Keegz has
popular.
played the shit out of it.
I told I was playing the shit out of it.
I've played the shit
really?
out of that.
I'm in a minority then. Fuck.
I never got that good at it. I just played it I thought it was fun, and then I sort of got over it.
Okay.
But people like Toldol and Fraggy who try to get legend every season, which is once a month or something.
Okay. One of the interesting findings I found in this survey, because they did it was a wide survey, it wasn't just about women gamers. It was about what percentage of this is all in US adults own what devices. So they did smartphones, PCs, tablets, MP3 players, consoles, ebook readers, and portable gaming devices. Now, what do you think would be the number one thing that people would own? And of all those devices, what do you think the top would be?
I would probably say something like a DS or a handheld.
So you think handheld devices?
Yeah, I think so. And phones, obviously. But I don't know if you really...
So they had handheld devices
you
and
have
phones
to say phone.
separate.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was going to say, because otherwise it'd have to be phones. Everyone's got a fucking phone.
Yep.
But
So
yeah, I reckon handhelds would be up there.
there's actually two categories of cell phones. There's cell phones including smartphones, so they're including dumb phones in that list, and then there's just smartphones.
Yeah.
So which one
Do
you think smartphones would be up the top? Well, obviously smartphones including cell phones.
Are we talking about age range or just?
This is across the board.
No, well that makes it harder because I know a lot of older men and women who don't even have fucking smartphones.
Mm. So the top one is cell phones including smartphones with 92%. So 92% of people own a phone of some description, which is fine. What do you think the number 2 is?
I don't know. Console?
Desktop.
Desktop.
Desktop
Yeah,
slash laptop.
makes sense.
So the third is smartphone, as in smartphone on its own. The next is tablet, MP3 player, console, ebook reader, and last is portable gaming device, like a 3DS.
Does anybody have like sole MP3 players anymore? Is that even a thing with phones now?
I think it's one of those things where someone says, "Oh, do you own an MP3 player?" It's like, "Yeah, I think I've got one in the cupboard somewhere." It's like, "I've got one here."
I know a few kids that have it. Actually, when we were at Nate Dogs the other day, his daughter has one, and because it's full of games, it's not even there to play fucking music anymore. It's just for gaming.
You know what made me feel old? Probably about 2 years ago, I was talking to a girl who I met through a friend of mine. It was his sister, and she's about, I think she was 16 or 17, and I was talking to her on IM. I can't remember what I was doing. I think it was Facebook Messenger, and she would reply, but she replied really intermittently. And I'm like, "Oh, she must be doing it on a phone." And she goes, "No, I'm doing it on an MP3 player." I'm like, "What?" I didn't realize you could get all these apps and like games and shit for your MP3 player.
Yeah.
It made me feel really old because I didn't know any of this shit. It's
They're
like,
not really an MP3 player then, are they? They're just a smart device.
they're a smart device that doesn't make phone calls.
Tablet. Yeah. Well,
So-
they're basically a tiny tablet then.
Yeah, I guess so. Tiny tablet, yeah. And it's like got a fucking tiny screen. It's like, how do you read this shit? Like this tiny little basically it was an iPod. I think it's like a new generation iPod.
Do they still have the scroll wheels to do all the like?
There's different versions of iPod, like the Nano and this is a full size one. And I was like, I couldn't it's a really shitty way of talking to people because it's like,
Yeah.
how do you type? How do you type? I mean, I guess there must be a system for typing. Maybe it does have an actual on-screen keyboard, but yeah.
I mean, is something like that cheaper than getting a tablet? Surely not.
I bet you
Maybe about the
MP3
same
players are
price.
cheap. I bet you they're real fucking cheap.
Yeah, I guess so.
I bet you they're like $100, $150 compared to a tablet, which is $500 or more.
You can get a pretty you can get one of the old I think I got my son a Tab 2 or whatever
Mm.
they're called, and that was only about $180, $200.
That's
That
not
does
too bad.
everything.
I bought a tablet from a petrol station. Yep. It was like it was like, imagine the shittest tablet you can imagine, like flimsy, like really, really cheap plastic. It didn't have like a capacitive touch screen. It had like a pressure screen. It had.
But what you actually bought was one of those leapfrog games for kids.
It wasn't even that well made. It actually stopped working after about a week. The pressure touch stopped working because you had to fucking mash your finger in it to make it work. It was running like a really shitty version of Android. It must have like the cheapest processor and the least amount of RAM they could possibly get away with because it would load, but you couldn't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, and it was like a tablet, and it looked good on the box. And I was like, oh, it's only $70. Fuck it, I'll buy one. And yeah, it was $70. $70 flushed straight down the drain.
Well,
There's a lesson
learned,
for you
I
kids:
guess.
don't buy stuff from the petrol station. It's a petrol. Don't buy petrol from the petrol station.
especially sandwiches.
Yes, don't buy sandwiches. Especially not egg sandwiches, because they're the worst.
Yes.
Keegz doesn't know this thing because he doesn't have a car.
No.
I feel like I'm providing you a service, Keegz.
Yeah, bring me out here.
If you ever get a car, you'll know not to buy anything from a servo.
If I get a car, I'm gonna one day accidentally buy an egg sandwich, and it'll be all your fault.
You text me, I bought an egg sandwich from BP.
You know what? I ate it, and now I'm dead.
So from egg sandwiches from the BP back to female gamers. So
Talking about eggs.
the basic rundown was that they found in the metric that they used that there was something like 45% of females said they owned a console, and by console they mean a PS3, PS4, Xbox, Wii U type of thing, not a console as in some sort of like El Cheapo device that plays games. So I found that interesting. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I wonder how many of those women actually play on a regular basis, and what the discrepancy or what the difference is between male to female gamers. I'd like to see that info. I don't think it was included in the survey.
Oh, my missus, I guess. She Candy. She grabbed She wanted to borrow my PS4 to play Mortal Kombat.
And you said, "Fuck no."
But I
It's
let
mine.
borrow it. This is about fucking 8 months ago, and I asked her like about 20 times to bring it back. I only played it once. It's just been sitting there collecting dust. Bitch.
Same thing happened when I borrowed my brother's. I borrowed an amp because I went and bought an electric guitar, but I don't have an amp for it. So I borrowed my brother's amp, and yeah, about 6 months later he had to ask for it back because he wanted to play guitar. It's one of those things that happen. He's just like, yeah, I'll borrow that, and then forgot to bring it back.
Yeah.
We've gotten
Yeah,
off
yeah.
topic again.
Yeah, this keeps happening.
This keeps happening. Okay, so yes, more females own consoles than males in the US under very specific circumstances. I'd like to know how actually accurate it is, but like maybe it is accurate. Maybe that's the way the trend of the things are going. So that'd be good.
This is the future. It's
It is the
not
future.
a male-dominated industry anymore. I think Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure most MMOs now are 50-50 with male and female players. So.
MMOs, I think, are big with females. I actually tried to get a female gamer on tonight, but of course she didn't answer. So probably had better things to do. She's probably off playing games.
I'm getting ready
On a console.
Hmm.
All right, let's move on. Dodgy Dev is back with
doing-
more games you don't want to play. And it's actually not true because his games got pulled from Steam. So this is a developer called Lord something. Help me out, Keegz.
Chris or something. I don't have it open. I didn't think we were doing this one.
I had it open and now I can't fucking find it. I got a sea of tabs here and I can't
There's
find
always
it.
crits or something like that.
Lord, why did I have it open? I had it open. God.
I thought we weren't talking about it. I thought we were going to skip it.
We probably the only reason I was going to skip it is because so this is a developer, a one-man developer, basically making a game based on the Unity engine, so using Unity assets. Made a game I think last year or maybe earlier this year called The Light of something or other. Here we go. I've got the.
This isn't actually like digital homicide or something hiding their name.
No, no. So Lord Krez. So he made a game called The Journey of Light, and it only had one level. He said it was going to have 7. It only had one level, and it was unbeatable. It got pulled from Steam. Everyone got their money back. So it comes back on Steam, Greenlight, with 2 new games that look suspiciously like the previous one, or using the same assets and I think much the same idea, called Turbo Snake and ARR. And
Turbo Snake. That sounds original.
yes. When he said Turbo Snake, I'm like, is it like that Snake game we used to play on my old Nokia?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like Snake 2 on the Nokia.
This one's better, but turboed.
Turbo, it's faster, slightly.
It's better.
DLC.
Yes. So with microtransactions. So he's come up with 2 new games on Steam Greenlight, and of course the users jumped straight on that and were just berating him. The forums were alight with people jumping on, just basically jumping up and down, saying, "Why is this guy still being able to release stuff on Steam?" I think what's happened here was he's lost interest in the Journey of the Light game, or he hasn't made enough money and realised that it was really he's got to put a lot more effort into it than it was actually going to get out of it. And he's just stopped making this game after the first level. And he basically deleted his Twitter, deleted any any way of contacting him, and I think that was it. So
gone into silent running.
yeah, so he's come back with 2 new games, and of course everyone's jumped straight on it. So one of the things about Steam is that because Steam don't curate very much, the users tend to be the ones to be the first line of defense.
The angry mobs.
So they've jumped straight on that, and I actually went and looked up his games on Steam, and they've both been pulled. So yeah, I think people complained to Steam, complained to Valve, and Valve said, well, people said no, and then that was it, all gone.
That's good. They shouldn't give these people second chances because Steam's already full of shit. They don't need.
It is, yeah. There's a lot of noise in Steam, and I think if people can jump on it and say, look, this really shouldn't be on there, here's the reasons why, and have Steam go, well, I don't think they're wrong, so and pull it. So I think that's a damn good way of doing it.
I think they need to be even more stricter about it. There's so much shit in there now that you can't even find any diamonds anymore. They're all just fucking drowned.
Just no, there are diamonds in there, but they're in a sea of crud.
You're now better off going to Kickstarter to get your game greenlit. So if you get a good Kickstarter going and it gets your attention, then that points to your Steam greenlight. Then that's a better way of getting it greenlit than just trying to go through green Steamlight.
Yep.
Green Steamlight.
Green Steamlight. So that's what's happened there. So it's a bit of a non-news story. We weren't actually going to add it, but I'd already made the slide for it, so we can't miss out. It's look at this guy. Look at this guy. Whoa, look at those teeth and that. Never mind. Moving on.
Shall we talk about games we've been playing?
Shall we? or do a Q&A.
Sure.
Actually, yeah, if you've got any questions, point them out in chat or hit us up on Twitter. Twitter thingies are at the bottom, above the doobly-doo, but below where it says questions.
The doobly-doos.
Yeah, or just hit us up in chat and we'll answer them on the fly. Keegz, what have you been playing for the last 2 weeks? Probably not a lot, given that you've been at PAX.
I played a couple of games because me and Pugs did a few streams while he was staying with me.
Oh, that's right, you did too. Yeah.
We played the Siege of Dungeoneering. Like, sorry, the Guild of Dungeoneering.
I was going to say the Siege of Dungeoneering. I don't think I've heard of that one.
The Guild of Dungeoneering we played. That was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a sort of card dungeon crawl, kind of like Hand of Faith, but a little bit.
That's a hand-drawn one, isn't it?
More, yeah, little cartoony pictures, and you sort of you pick your dude, and you get like attack cards. So when you find a monster, you have a random deck of all these different attacks, which are either attack or a block. So you can attack physical or magical, or you can block physical or magical. And you sort of just it's a bit of luck. Actually, there's quite a lot of luck in it, which is kind of annoying. And the progressions, like, it restarts every dungeon, which is kind of annoying. You don't really feel like you get anywhere. But yeah, no, it's alright. It was a bit of fun. What else did we play? We tried to play The Adventures of Fat Man. Which
I saw that you were playing that.
Yeah, 2007 point and click adventure. It was fucking horrible.
So what?
We played for about half an hour because we thought, oh, this would be a laugh. It wasn't. It was painful. It was horrible.
So what? Give us a rundown. What is this game? Given it's from 2007, I don't have high expectations.
It's a spoof of Batman made by a very small crew of people, and the dialogue has, I assume, been recorded in the back of a car somewhere.
On someone's phone.
Yeah, and the writing was done on the fly. The dialogues, yeah. It's I mean, it had a lot of funny references, I guess, but it was bad.
Okay.
It was just bad.
So you didn't enjoy that?
No, I thought it was going to be easy to take the piss out of, which it was, but it was even harder to enjoy.
Fair.
As soon as we got stuck, we're like, nah, fuck it, I'm not putting any more effort into this.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Scath enjoyed your pain in the Fat Man.
Yeah. I'm sure
They enjoy your pain, Keegz. They want to see you suffer.
they do. People do like to see me suffer. It's true. What else have I played?
You're playing CS:GO.
Oh, we
earlier, I think.
played. Yeah, we always play that. That's just a given. I'm trying to get my name back in after being away for so long. We played. Well, everybody saw it, I guess. But we played the Keep Talking Don't Explode. That was pretty fun.
Oh yes, we did.
With all the bombs and stuff, we're going to try and defuse the bombs, and people have to look through the manual and figure out what you're meant to do when you relay what you see. That was pretty fun.
I think we defused more bombs than we exploded too.
Yeah, we did alright there, I think.
Yeah.
Sort of got our brains into gear.
It's like
Had the experts on the case.
Yeah, I mean we had a fairly similar way of thinking, except you and Pugs basically when you were doing that symbols one with the different symbols, you said, or I think Pugs, either you or Pugs said micro penis, and the other one said right, what micro penis, and that was the one that I associated with the Xbox controller.
It's a tiny little penis. Tiny little penis with big balls.
I guess so. Yeah.
Or normal sized balls and a tiny little penis. That's why it's a micro penis. I only got that reference because we both watched Game Grumps and they played it, and that's what they called it.
See, I watched Jess Cox and Total Biscuit play it, and they called it the Xbox controller. That's why
right.
in my head.
Different minds.
Yeah, we had different mindsets at the end. So.
But you told, what have you been playing lately? Other than
Just Batman.
Just Batman.
Batman all day.
At the moment.
And a bit of
Yeah,
Civ.
I've almost finished it.
How close are you?
I'm on the last cinematic right now.
Oh.
Shit.
How many hours have you put into it?
50.
50.
That's not bad.
Yeah, there's still more to go after this.
How is it?
Are there like
So
side
regular
quests?
stuff.
Side quests to
Yeah.
do. Oh, okay. Oh, very cool.
Who is the main bad guy? Is it just the Riddler?
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow, right, okay.
Yeah.
And the Riddler's just like that annoying side pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I've been playing 3 games. Rocket League, 226 hours so far. Arma 3 with Shack Tack, 368 hours so far. And Deus Ex Revision, which I'm making a series of at the moment. And I'll put in almost 12 hours in that. I think I've recorded at least. Well, I've been recording the whole time, so there's been only 12 hours of footage there. I feel like I've recorded
put
more
into
than 12
Arma.
368 so far. They started
Okay,
actually since the launcher actually started recording.
I expected there to be way more than that.
Well, there actually is way more than that, but we used to launch through a separate launcher, which Steam didn't. Steam didn't do. It's probably more like 700-800, I would think.
So I've got 907 hours in Counter Strike.
Yeah, you play Counter Strike a lot. You play Counter Strike like I play Rocket League.
Yeah, that's true.
I played Rocket League this morning before I got any work done.
What rank are you in Rocket League now? Do you play the actual ranks?
No, I don't play ranks. But I'm level 42.
Jesus.
Which is I'm still surprised about all the stupid mistakes I make. Like occasionally I'll pull out something fucking outrageous, but I still make stupid mistakes like missing the ball completely, whiffing as we call it. Whiffed it. So
Yes.
yeah, it's been fun. So yeah, my Deus Ex series is I think I'm about 3rd episode in or 4th episode in, but I've probably got 7 or 8 episodes worth of footage. Actually, probably got 3 or 4 episodes worth of footage still to go.
Videos too.
Sorry. Oh yes, I
finished the Rust videos too.
I finished the Rust series. I actually wasn't that interested in finishing it, but I was like, well, 4 episodes in, I better. Like, there's only 1 to go. It turned out alright in the end, but the end was a bit of not a non-event, but it was less exciting than perhaps the video would lead you to believe. It was basically me at the end on my own, trying to shoot the Flutterboat guy. You should go watch it.
Oh, Flutterbats. Shameless plugging.
Yes, youtube.com/Xenon3day. Go and look it up. Yes, that's what I've been playing this week. Do we have any questions? I'm just scrolling back through the... John O'Wee says, Tasmania's #1 gaming and snack food podcast. Definitely.
Oh, did I tell you that I had one of the guys from that Game Under podcast add me on Twitter?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said they'll follow you
Start
on
following me on
Twitter.
Yeah.
So,
I was waiting for a horrible message or something. But,
Australia's premier gaming podcast.
yeah. I told you.
Yeah, it's a podcast off.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have different styles anyway. I listened to a few of theirs. So they're not bad. It's a completely different style.
Yeah. They're pretty cut and dried, I found.
Yeah, I did find another gaming, an Australian podcast. I completely forgot what they're called now. I think I linked it to you. But they weren't too bad.
I think you did. And I actually listened to, I think, a couple of them and going, oh, yeah, they're okay.
Yeah,
But
they kind of remind me of the Giant Bomb a little bit. And mostly talk about console games.
Well, okay. Dirty console guys and girls. Was it that video one? Or am I thinking of something else?
No.
There's a video I watched earlier today of people playing a console game. Actually, I didn't even get as far as the console. I was just like, okay, that's enough. They had a weird thing, like the one that I was watching. They had this was like a girl sitting on the floor with a handheld controller. There's 2 guys sitting on a couch, and in the middle there was a guy who I think was wearing wearing like a green suit with like a green screen material, and they'd put
the morph suits.
Yeah, they put stuff over the top of him, and it was a bit weird. So I was like, I can see what you're trying to do here. But I think I'll close it and play Rocket League instead.
Dave asks, how hyped are we for Fallout 4?
Oh.
I am pissing my pants right now.
Hype levels at least a 2.
we're through the roof. What about you, Todd? Are you hyped for Fallout 4?
Fallout 4, I might get into it. I don't know. I've never played any of the Fallouts.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
do they have a lot of callbacks to the previous ones? I don't think they do.
I don't know. Like I said, I get very far through it.
I finished the third one. I'm pretty sure. I set off the nuke at the end. I think you get the option to or don't, or you get the option to
That's not
do
the
or don't.
end, though, is it? That's like that's in the first place.
I figured that was well. Okay, maybe that wasn't the end. I set off the nuke and I was like, ha ha ha.
I'm pretty sure you get that option very early in the game, whether you destroy that town or not. And if you do, you can keep going. You just walk past and keep going.
Okay. Maybe I didn't finish it then. I played it, but we're talking. When did Fallout 3 come out? Like 6, 7, 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
I think I got as far as like there's like a sort of shipwrecked giant cruiser thing, or like a destroyer that's got a whole society living in it.
I think you got further than I did. I don't think I made it that far.
But I skipped a lot of stuff. I just thought, oh, fuck this. I just ran through it all. This is where I was way weaker than I should have been.
What's the cost in the Fallout 4?
I'm assuming it's the same as most. It'd probably be $90. Hang on, I'll have a look.
$90. Fuck off. See, I'd buy it if it was like 40. I'm not gonna buy it if it's like $70 or $80.
Fallout 4 is $80 US dollars.
Nah, I'm not gonna play it. Not until it's cheap on Steam, and even then I'll probably have lost interest.
What's that for us? It's like
Over $100 if it's $80.
It's nearly $100. Yeah. It's more than $80. It's $80 US dollars. So it'd be fucking over $100.
Yep.
Why is there a season pass? Fuck's sake, Fallout.
What, to DLCs and shit, I'm guessing.
There's Fallout 4 season pass for $30.
Yep.
God damn it! I hate this fucking season pass stuff.
Don't get Keegz started on season pass stuff. He hates it almost as much as he hates pre-orders.
That was where I got to Rivet City with the guy with all his skin missing off his face and stuff. $64 you buy it from Aussie Game Shop. There you go.
Do you buy a Steam key from Aussie Game Shop? Is it $64 Australian? Oh, it would be because it's Aussie Game Shop.
Actually, I'll have a look at a retailer that I use, which I'm not going to mention the name of.
I use $64. Okay.
Key selling ones.
That's better. It's still not great. Like, I mean, I know it's a AAA title, but I'm kind of past the point of spending $64 on the game unless I really, really like it. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. And I don't think there's any games on the horizon now I'm currently looking forward to. Like, I mean, I bought Rocket League for $20, $25, and oh my god, the amount of money, the amount of value I've gotten out of that is astronomical. I've sunk a lot of hours into that. In fact, how many days have I sunk into Fallout 4? Let's work it out. 224.
Jesus Christ, it's even more expensive on these bloody key resales. Fuck. $107, including the season pass.
9 days of value I've gotten out of Rocket League. I've played Rocket League flat out for 9 days. I'll be tired at the end.
Get it for $70 without the. Yeah, it's still pretty expensive. I mean, I got using a key reseller. I got it for I got Max Payne for like $14 when it was like new.
I bought something like Battlefield. It might have been Battlefield 3 through a Thailand key reseller. And I think it was like $16, $17.
Yeah.
But the amount of stuffing around you got to go through to do it, it wasn't worth it for me.
Some of these keys, like, they're a little bit more expensive, but they're obviously still cheaper. But yeah, the problem is that you're sort of hurting the industry doing it. But
that is true.
In Australia, we get stuck with this stupid fucking tax on
the Australian tax.
It's making it ridiculous now. Yeah.
It's like not only is
now GST's going up as well.
There's also that. I mean, we get slugged with a 1.7 to 1 tax, so everything's 30% more expensive than it says on the US list price. Then we get slugged GST, and then there's Australian tax on top of that. Like developers will just charge more because we're in Australia. There's no other reason for it. It's just because we're in Australia, we get charged more. And it's a bit shit. So I don't feel that bad about key resellers because we get screwed over more often than not.
No, I'll use key resellers for a single player game. Multiplayer game, obviously, I'll buy it. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't feel like paying $90 for a single play game.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it'd have to be a damn good game for me to pony up $90 for a game where you get no physical, like they're not shipping anything to you. They're just sending bits from A to B. It really costs them nothing, or the equivalent of nothing, to send it to me. So
I mean, I'll probably buy Overwatch when it comes out. I mean, that's pretty expensive, but I can imagine that I'm going to sink quite a few hours into it.
yeah, I need to sit down and look at Overwatch. I don't know that much about it as yet, apart from a lot of people are playing it, or a lot of people are not playing it. We would like to play it.
It's basically TF2, but with MOBA ideals behind it. So it's more about lane pushing and teamwork.
Maybe
your special abilities and stuff.
It's not really my bucket of tea, but maybe I'll have a look. You never know.
I think the reason that it's so popular at the moment, I think, is because there's so many characters that there's something for everybody, and they sort of mesh together well.
Isn't there like
They've
20
done
characters
really
or something? 21 characters?
Yeah, and they've done really well at balancing them all, so you can make up interesting you can make up an interesting group or an interesting team play, depending on the characters you use, which I guess is where the MOBA aspect comes into it, is that you got all these heaps of characters, but the other thing is that you can change them during the game. So competitive would be really interesting in this game. I think it'd be pretty interesting, and because it has like payload like TF2 does, which I think is an awesome game mode where you got to push the cart. That'll be. I'd really like to see this go esports, like big esports. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. Yeah, I mean, do you think it's gonna unseat Dota and LoL?
Nah, different genre.
Okay.
I think it might. I think it's good enough that it might bring some people from each of those genres, like the FPS genre and the MOBA genre, over to be like, hey, this is pretty cool because there's a bit of everything involved. And Blizzard are pretty good at balance and doing, getting these games right. It is odd that they're charging so much for it, but I guess that they're confident that it's going to be a winner.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have a think. I'll have a look at it.
Well, we'll find out when it comes out. I mean, I'm going to wait till it comes out anyway. But
when does it actually get released?
2016.
Oh, so it's still a while away.
I think they said.
I thought it was like a couple of weeks.
I think and I'll just open up Battle.net. They did say it here somewhere. I think they said like. Continue talking amongst yourselves while.
Okay. I'm just actually scrolling back up through the chats and looking at all the stuff that I missed while I was talking about sausage rolls. They don't have munchie boxes.
Sausage rolls.
Scath, what are munchie boxes? I don't even know what a munchie box is.
I don't know what a munchie box is.
TF2.
It'll be released, or they're expected to release on the 21st of the 6th, 2016, so halfway through next year.
Okay. So that's still a while away do a lot of. There's a lot of tweaking going to go on between now and then.
I'm hoping they release an open beta so everybody can play it, because that would be the smart thing to do, because then you're going to get more sales.
Get people interested, yeah.
Yeah.
Get the junkies hooked. Give them the good stuff early.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, indeedy. Have you seen much of it, Toldo? What do you think of it?
Sorry, what was that?
What do you think of Overwatch?
Jesus, I'm in a big battle, sorry.
He's busy. He's busy saving Arkham.
Fair enough. Alright, well I guess we might end it there then. Unless you've got anything else you want to add, Keegz, before we sign off?
I think I've covered everything that I've done.
We kind of did. There's a wide spectrum of stuff that we covered in this podcast. There's a bit of everything for everyone.
Packs, games, food.
What more could you want?
Sausage rolls.
Scath says, Jesus, and ask Tectonic what they are, or Evil Scotsman. I shall ask them right now. Tectonic, what's a munchie box? I'll put an exclamation mark on the end. There we go. He's probably still up. You know, Tectonic he lives in the US, but he seems to run on an Australian time zone.
Australian Times.
He's here all the time. Like I'd never not. In fact, he just said something about 10 minutes ago. He's still awake. It's crazy. Yeah. So unless anybody else got anything to add, I think we'll call it there. Thanks very much for listening, everybody. If you've got any questions, in the meantime, hit us up on Twitter, or you can leave comments in the comment doobly-doo. And we'll catch up with you 2 weeks from now. I don't think there's any reason why we can't do it in 2 weeks, is there? Nothing's happening.
No, I don't think so.
Should be back in 2 weeks, so we'll catch you all in 2 weeks. Thank you very much to the special guest Total for providing the light entertainment.
You're welcome.
Peanut Gallery.
Peanut Gallery. All right, guys. We'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Bye bye.
Night, everyone.
See ya.